Good afternoon, friends. It is that time again. We have a market coming up and I need to check and see how much inventory we currently have before we get started on any more market prepping. If you've seen my channel before, you know that this is the drill for most of my markets. I first go through and see what kind of inventory I have, what I'm working with, and what I still need or what I should make. I usually use my iPad to just write down my inventory. I just like that so much better. I like the whole hands-on thing, being able to write down things, as opposed to just typing up something on the computer instead. So we just finished going through all of our inventory. The total amount of items that we have in all of the containers is 200 items, and the total amount of potential revenue that we have is $2,274. I would like to be starting off with a little bit more than that, but we have time to go ahead and try and create as much inventory as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and try and do that and add and hopefully bring it up to maybe 3,000? I don't know, we will see. Good evening, friends. It is like 8 o'clock at night right now. It is currently Tuesday, May 6th. I'm probably gonna take my glasses off because this glare is something else. I don't know how people do the whole light in the background thing and not have glare on their glasses. They need to teach me their ways. Anyway, we are getting started on some market prepping because not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I have a market that's almost 2 hours away, 2-hour drive away. And I think it's going to be a really big market. There's over 7,000 people interested in going. So I think it's going to be pretty good attendance and I need to step up my inventory game. Recently, I actually came out with this super adorable baby hippo pattern. I love this little guy. He's completely no-sew and I'm obsessed and I want to make more of him. I originally made him to go with the mama hippo, which was my free pattern for my Patreons. And I absolutely adore him, so I really need to make more of them. I think I could sell them for like $5 a piece. They do not take very long at all, so I could whip up quite a few of these guys and get some more inventory going. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make a few in the gray and then also do some in different colors to kind of have like a rainbow selection of hippos. Right now we're starting with one gray and one light purple baby hippo. But I am going to put my glasses back on. I did post a free tutorial on the baby hippo on my YouTube, which I can link in the description below if you want to check that out and make your own little guy. almost finished another one, but I lost to Yarn Chicken, so gonna have to attach some more yarn just to finish like 2 rounds. So it's currently 9:02 and we finished 4 baby hippos. We already had the one done, the first one, so we have 5 altogether, and we had the head of a second one done, so that's pretty good time. It's about an hour. I made 4 of them, so it's like 15 minutes per little baby hippo, so that's really good. Not too bad. Like I said, I could probably do like $5 for each baby hippo. I feel like that's a fair price. So that's about $20 for the hour. Definitely cannot complain. A great market prep item. I have 5 gray ones now and 1 purple one. I do want to make some in different colors. I just don't know if I want to do that right this minute. The next thing I want to market prep, just to give myself a little bit of time in between making the baby hippos, because I kind of do get burned out a little bit sometimes, is the baby turtles that I make, that I sell for $5 as well. Almost always sell out. Even if I bring 10, 15, 20 of them, almost always sell out because people really, really like them. I think I'm going to start making just a few of those tonight, and that probably will be the last thing that we do. This pattern is by imsart.co on Instagram, and usually I use Sweet Snuggles Light for pretty much all of my plushies, but as we know, the Sweet Snuggles Light has been discontinued. So a few videos ago I had a yarn haul and I bought Premier and Parfait Chunky yarns, which is a little bit lighter than the Sweet Snuggles Light, but I figured I'd use it for these turtles to make some turtle shells. I'm going to use a green one in the color Key Lime, a purple in the color Haze, and a blue one in the color Azure. And I'm going to be using this tan color as well. It kind of looks white with the light shining on it, but it is a tan color and it matches the thickness of the other ones. And I'm pretty sure this is actually from Hobby Lobby, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago that I bought that and it doesn't have the skein with it. So I'm going to start with the Key Lime color. It is so bright, so it's hard to see, but there we go. That's much better. A very pretty lime green color. These baby turtles are another quick workup that don't take very long at all. Probably about 15 minutes as well to make up. So again, another great market prep item to make. It is a little bit more involved. It's technically no sew, but I still end up having to do a little bit of sewing just to like tie down the head and make it sit where I want it to sit. And you do have to make a few different parts, but it is definitely worth it because it sells really well. Okay, so I went ahead and I made 4 heads of the turtles first. So I'm gonna work on the shells now. So it's currently 10:20. Well, 10:21, it changed. And we finished 4 of our adorable little turtles, if I can hold them up. Look at how cute they are! I love them so much. So I guess it takes a little bit longer than it does to make the hippos, but they are so worth it because they are just so cute. It's adorable. I love it. So we got another $20 worth of inventory done. So altogether, we got $40 of inventory done in about 2 hours. Not bad, but I am probably gonna go to bed now. And I will see you guys in another day, probably tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. It is the next day, currently 1:05. Last night after I hopped off, I did continue to make just a few more turtle heads. So I have 4 more turtle heads. And I started the shells for the next set, so I have 3 shells and I still need to make 1 more and then put them all together. So we're gonna do that and then hopefully get to some blue turtles today as well. And my plan for today is to just crochet literally all day and try to make as much inventory as humanly possible. So I'm gonna cut the chit chat and we're gonna get some stuff done, okay? All right, we finished all of our purple turtles now. I think I had one done. No, I didn't. I just made so I had to make one more shell and then I had to put them all together. So we made all of those, and then I also made another head and a blue body. We are running out of our tan yarn though. I do not know if I have any more of this, and I don't even know if this is going to finish another turtle. I'm gonna try and see if it'll work, if it'll last, but if not, I'll probably have to switch to possibly white or just put the turtle stuff on hold until I can go get more tan yarn. So it turns out we did have enough for a blue turtle. I love this blue, and this is what's left over of our tan yarn, so we did have enough, which was good. Don't have enough for another one though. Brief pause though, I'm actually really liking the Premier Parfait Chunky yarn. This stuff is actually really nice. I just wish it was thicker so I could make bigger plushies, but this is actually wonderful to work with. I really like this. It does not come apart very easily, so I mean, sometimes you can get a little bit of fluff off of there, but for the most part, it doesn't come apart. Like the Sweet Snuggles Light is notorious for coming apart pretty easily and making a big fluffy mess. And of course, this is still chenille, so it does come apart a little bit, but this is actually pretty good on there. And I was working with a magic ring that I thought was gonna get stuck, and I pulled on the tail harder than I would with Sweet Snuggles Light, and the thing actually came through. It did not snap. If I did that with Sweet Snuggles Light, it would have snapped so fast, so easily. I feel like this is just a stronger yarn, which is really nice, and it's so soft and fun to work with. I just wish it was thicker. I just need it to be thicker. If it was thicker, I would definitely switch to Premier Parfait Chunky yarns. I actually really like this. For small plushies too, it's perfect. I'll probably just keep using it for the small plushies, like the keychains and the little turtles and anything else that's gonna be smaller. So, for what to do next, I don't see any more of this lighter weight tan in my yarn cube collection. I do see white. It's all the way at the top though, and Jay is currently sleeping in my lap, and I just hate to disturb him, so I'm not gonna get up just yet. I'll probably make more shells so that we have them ready for the blue turtles, and then we will move on to another project until I'm ready to get up. All right. Ooh. Dropping things. All right, we made our shells. We have one blue turtle already done, but like I said, no more yarn. So we have our 3 shells for the last 3 turtles. Now I need to look on my desk and see what I can work on without getting up. I don't know. Oh, I could work on my dragon. Should probably get that out of here, but then I need this stuff. I think I'm gonna have to get up. He's a happy kid. Alright, buddy. I'm sorry. I gotta get up, buddy. You're a dork. You're so cute. Always trying to lick me. Like a little baby. So I checked, and I do have more tan yarn, so I can go ahead and make the last 3 of our turtles. This should be enough. I have to make all 3 heads and then do all of their bodies. But this should be enough. And on my adventures, after I got up, I went and got the multicolor Premier Basics chenille yarn that I got a little while ago that I showed you guys in one of my previous videos. So after I'm done with the turtles, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make more loaf cats. Currently 3:04. We've been working now for probably about 2 hours all together, and we did 3 more baby turtles in the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, 25, 30. I don't remember when I started. Anyway, we got these 3 turtles plus the other one that we already finished beforehand. And we still have a decent amount of yarn left over to do maybe one more. 1 or 2. Probably just 1, honestly. But we have 4 of all 4 colors on the desk. We have this massive pile of turtles that is not aesthetically laid out on the desk. Everything's just kind of plopped here because my desk is a mess. But we have all of our turtles, all of our blue, all of our purple, and all of our green underneath there. And we just have a ton of turtles. Altogether, we have 12 turtles at $5 a piece. Gives us $60 in inventory with the turtles, and we had our 5 hippos, which gives us $25. Altogether between last night and today, we are at $85. Typically what I like to do is shoot for $100 a day. I'm gonna say I made the 4 blue turtles today, and I made, we'll just count 2 of the purple turtles since I already had some of the parts made yesterday, so it kind of doesn't count. So technically we made about $30 of inventory already. So I would like to make another $70 before the day is up today. We're gonna move on to some loaf kitties, and hopefully that will push us over the mark. I can't remember how long they take me to make. I think it might be close to an hour for each one of them. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. But I do sell them for $20 to $25 a piece, depending on how big they come out. This yarn looks a little smaller than the Sweet Snuggles Light that I usually use, so I think they might come out a little bit smaller. I'll probably just charge $20 a piece for them, so hopefully we can make them faster than an hour so that we can get more of them done and hit our $70 goal today. It is currently 3:58 and we just finished our first loaf cat. I love these chunky little kitties so much. They're so cute. And this is what's left of our yarn, which is not much at all. So pretty much just 1 skein makes 1 loaf cat, which I'm a little sad about because I thought I would get more out of it. So I might have to try to charge maybe like $22 or something to make up the price difference because these skeins are not cheap. But I could probably get 1 tail out of this, which would help a little bit for our next loaf cat. So it's looking like we'll probably get 3 loaf cats in this color altogether because I have 3 skeins of these. Well, 2 now because I just used 1. But I think it took us like an hour to make him. I can't remember when I started, but I definitely need to take a break. My hand and my arm is on fire and I need to eat. I have not eaten that much. So I'm going to take a break, charge my camera, and we'll be back. It is currently 4:49. I went ahead and made the tail with the leftover yarn that I had, and it actually ended up being perfect. This is the perfect amount. I have a tail left over to sew it on, and it made another tail. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to just keep working on some loaf cats, and hopefully we get these last 2 done in the same color within the next 2 hours, which sounds like a long time. It is now 6:28 and we just finished our third and final loaf cat. Let's hold them all up here. We've got 1, 2, 3 loaf kitties. I can't really hold these up very well, but yeah, you get the idea. So far today, with the skeins being a little bit more expensive, this is how much yarn we have left over, which seems like a decent amount to get started on another loaf cat, but definitely not enough to finish him or probably get past the eyes or maybe even the ears. I don't even know. So each skein itself is like $8 and it takes me an hour to make these. So I'm probably going to have to try to charge $25 a piece for the loaf cats, and we will see if they sell at that price point. If they don't, they don't. With that being said, we made, let's see, 3 loaf cats, which is $75 worth of inventory, plus the $30 worth of turtles, which means we are at $105 of inventory for the day so far. It is 6:30. It's really hot in my room. I think I need to get out of this room because even with the AC on, it is so hot. I am burning up, and probably being pregnant does not help. Good morning, friends. It is Thursday the 8th and it is currently 12:28. Last night when I got off, I did continue working on something. I started another jumbo dragon, which I will insert a picture in here of the first one that I made and the only one that I made. But it ended up selling and it was a popular favorite amongst everybody who came to my booth. So I just figured I'd make another one. If he sells, if he doesn't sell, it's okay, but he's still such an attention grabber and he's such a big plushie. And I do enjoy making him, so I started another one. I started his head with these beautiful blue eyes, and I got a foot done. And the beginnings of another foot. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish it today or not though in this video. I got one of those neck phone camera things to where you can put your phone on the stand and record like a POV. Because I don't really have anything right now that could give me a nice POV of crocheting, and I wanted to make a nice little short of making that dragon from a POV, so I'm probably going to put it on hold until that gets delivered to later today. But until then, we have projects we still need to work on and finish. One thing I want to do is I have my iPad right here, and I want to write out a list of everything that I kind of want to make. I only have a week and a day, maybe even just a week, because today's Thursday and next Friday is when I have to go set up. It's like 2 hours away. But next Friday is when I have to go set up, and then Saturday is the market. We only have like a week to make some things. So I have my iPad here and I like to write out, if you've seen my channel before, you know that I like to write out a plan for things, and I want to write out kind of what I want to make, hopefully realistically. Pretty much everything is dead though, from my Apple Pen to my iPad. It has 4% left on it. So we have our list here, and we have 21 items on here that I would like to get to. I want to try to make 3 cats from my pattern. A lot of people really like these cats just because they look like the traditional cat as opposed to being something that is cartoony or fun like the loaf cat or some other chonky cat that is just a cuter version. They like the realistic version. So I do want to make 3 of those. I want to make 2 more Highland cows because Highland cows are so popular, you guys. They sell out so fast. I want to make 2 Winnie the Dragons because you guys know that dragons are my absolute bestseller. They sell so well for me. I want to finish my big dragon. I want to make 2 owls. I've never done owls before. I have a cute pattern on here that I want to try, and I always get people asking me if I have owls at my booth, so definitely want to add those. I want to make 5 leggy froggies because I want some more smaller items, and leggy froggies always do really well anyway, so at least 5 leggy froggies. I want to try 1 baby dragon off this free pattern that I saw on Instagram because it looks so cute. I definitely want to try to get to a giraffe, more than 1 if possible, but at least 1 if we can. And I want to do a jumbo dino. My big chubby jumbo dinos, I want to make 1 for the market. And I need to finish the last 3 loaf cats of the calico looking yarn that we had. So this sounds like a lot of work, but I think that we can get it done if the only thing we do is crochet all day. The first project I want to get done are the cats. So we're going to start that I'm probably gonna do one in white and one in black and then figure out what to do for the last one. My cat pattern you can find on my YouTube. I have a tutorial for him, and then I also have a written pattern on my website if you want to check it out. I absolutely love this pattern. It is one of my more popular patterns next to I think the Jumbo Dino might actually be the most popular pattern, but it is one of the most popular patterns that sell on my website, and people absolutely love it, and I love it. I love making it. I'm so proud of him. I don't have a stitch marker again. Oh my goodness. I hate it when I set my stitch markers down and I don't put them back. And then they disappear into oblivion. Alright, first leg done in about a minute. Not bad. 3 more to go. I went ahead and I already have the 4 white paws, but I also made the 4 black paws. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do them both at the same time. I'm gonna do the body for the white paws and then the body for the black paws, and then so on and so forth. The black yarn is so much thicker somehow. I mean, it's Sweet Snuggles light, so it still says it's a weight 6 bulky yarn, but it's so much thicker and it ends up being so much bigger. And when you see the final cat size, you'll see that it is a little bit bigger than the white, and it's so much harder to work with because it is thicker, and it's not as smooth as the white yarn. We finally made all of the parts to our kitty. We've got all of the ears, the tails, and let's see, where's the head? And we've got the head. Still have to add the details to the head, but I'll do that after I sew it to the body. And I have the head, the tail, and the ears for the black kitty. The white head is definitely giving me like Baymax vibes without the nose and whiskers. I think that's so funny. Now we just have to sew everything on. It is currently like 3:18, 3:19, and we are definitely going a lot slower today. My hands are visibly tired. We are not making nearly as much as we did yesterday, but that's okay. We're still getting some stuff done. I think it's going to be like a leisure day today. I don't think we're going to get nearly as much done today as we did yesterday. I am going to take a break though and eat something real quick because I am starving, and then we will get to sewing everything together. We finally finished sewing all of the parts on our white kitty. Ignore River meowing in the background. Oh, and this is totally the black kitty, not the white kitty. And the white kitty. We have our 2 kitties all finished, and we need one more, but we are not doing that today. And it is getting hot in this room again. But the little kitties are so cute. I just love these cats so much. They're so fun to make. I was definitely going so much slower today though. Like, for real. I don't know what I want to make next. I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. I have decided that I'm going to do the jumbo dino. Like that guy in the background. I guess today is going to be a day of making my patterns. So the jumbo dino is another one of my patterns, and in my pattern I use a 10mm hook to make this dino. But I was looking and I just cannot find my 10mm hook to save my life. I don't know where it went. I don't know. But I have a ton of 9mm, so I'm just going to downsize by 1mm. It's not going to kill it too much. And we're going to be using this lovely purple color to make a purple dinosaur. And this is Baby Bee yarn that I got a long time ago from Hobby Lobby by the brand Snugs and Kisses in the color Grape Jelly. I haven't decided yet what I want the spike colors to be. I might do black spikes. I thought about that. I was, you know, I didn't know if that would be good or not, but I'm still kind of trying to consider what I want to do for the spikes. But yeah, we're going to get this jumbo dino done, and it's currently 5:02. I think they take me about 3 or 4 hours to complete, so it'll definitely be our last one, but with the cats, we would have reached our $100 inventory goal for the day if I can finish this today. And this jumbo dino, even though it's a bigger project and it's a little bit more time consuming, it's still one of the easier, bigger projects you could do because it's relatively simple. You just make the body, his feet, and the spikes, and you put it all together. And so it's probably one of the more simpler big projects you could do. And like the kitties, I have a jumbo dino tutorial on my channel, and I also have the pattern for sale on my website if you want to check it out and make one yourself. Good morning, friends. It is Friday, May 9th, and it is 12:35. Always getting a late start, but it is what it is. Last night, I got this far in the jumbo dino. He's pretty much almost done. I just have to stuff him and finish off the last few rounds. But I was definitely taking my time. My hands, my arms, everything was killing me. I had no motivation. I had to take a break. But now we're going to go ahead and stuff the dino. I want to finish this dino now. And then afterwards I need to edit some videos, and then we can get back to crocheting. This dino takes so much stuffing. That was another reason why I didn't continue, because I didn't want to get up and get more stuffing. If you are working on this pattern, it is super important to stuff him sufficiently. You definitely don't need to overstuff him, but be sure to fill out his little head area. Try not to understuff him, because if you do, he'll start sagging. His neck will start sagging, everything will start sagging, and he'll look like a little sad dino. One of the reasons why I really like the jumbo dinos though is because there is so much room for stuffing that one of the things I'll do is push the stuffing kind of to the sides, so that the sides are nothing but stuffing, and kind of make this little bowl outline in the middle. And then throughout my times crocheting, I always save a bunch of scraps or just small pieces of projects that didn't really work out or that had to get scrapped, but they make for excellent stuffing. So what I'll do is just take some stuff out and put it in the center. That way you never really see it or feel it or know that it's there, but it still fills up a good amount of space, because stuffing can get expensive, and there's no reason to just throw out your little extra trimmings when you're doing your stuff. And these jumbo dinos will take a lot. Like, there's a lot that'll fit in here, which is really nice. I usually end up emptying my jar. Don't worry, if you ever buy a jumbo dino from me, you'll never know that they were in there. He'll still be as fluffy as ever. I'm gonna need more stuffing still, even after all of that. Look at that big chunky boy. But yeah, you can't even tell that there was ever any yarn scraps, and that whole thing is in there now. So we're gonna go ahead and finish him up. So yesterday, I was watching, I have to pull it up so I don't butcher it or get it completely wrong. Yesterday I was watching Monica Razak. I don't know, I've never heard her say her last name. But I was watching this whole playlist that she made about a market that she attended in New Jersey, which this market was a 7-week market. It was called a semi-permanent market, which I had never heard of before, first of all. And the market itself cost for the booth $16,000, which I think comes out to like $200 a day or something like that. So I think somebody did the math, so I'm just trusting their math on that because I did not fact check them. But that is so crazy. She ended up having to hire sales associates, and I just could not imagine being at that place in my small business where I could hire sales associates to help run my booth. And I just thought that was so cool. It was super inspiring. I don't know, as a crocheter, if I would ever be able to get to that level of paying $16,000 and running a market for 7 weeks straight. But I thought that was really inspiring. And she does candles and a few other sewing items, so she can pump out like candles like crazy. And she does, I think her whole brand is like a sustainable brand, so she does soy candles, which I'm sure smell amazing. I think one day I will have to buy one from her website, but I just thought that was so cool. I haven't seen the whole playlist yet because I was going through like her experience week by week, and there's like 21 videos in this 52-day market. So I haven't seen all of them, but I think she said she averaged like $3,000 or $4,000 a day. And this was a fall market, so it was in November through Christmas. So that's obviously one of the best times to do a market, is the holiday season, when everybody is willing to spend a bunch of extra money on gifts and things like that. I think her final revenue was around $100,000. I was like, that would be so awesome. Sometimes it makes me think that I need to come up with like a business idea that is more scalable to be able to do that, like $100,000 in 7 weeks. That's wild to me. Or even just putting down $16,000 for a booth and be like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I can afford that. Like, what? That would be so cool. That's literally goals. Anyway, I just had to tell you about that because I thought that was mind-blowing. Alright, our jumbo worm is finished. I always think that he kind of looks like a big old worm before he gets all of his spikes in his arms on. But his body is done, so now we just have to do the arms, the legs, and the spikes. And I have to charge my camera again. I really need to get another battery. Alright, we have all of our parts made. Here's our tail, 2 big feet, 2 small feet. And we've got 4 spikes for our jumbo dino. I decided to go with this dark purple color because I thought that it would look good with the jumbo dino. I think the weight of this yarn is a little bit thinner than the weight of this yarn, so the spikes came out a little smaller than usual. And on my pattern, I have it to where you make 3 big spikes and 1 small spike, and I just ended up doing 4 big spikes instead because they all kind of came out a little small. So there was no need to do a smaller spike to get them all to fit. But I think the dark purple is a pretty good color on here, and I'm going to go ahead and get everything sewn on. Hopefully these aren't too small. They're a good size. But let's get to sewing. All right, look at our chunky girl. She's so chunky. Oh, I love these dinos so much. The dark purple definitely looks really good with the lighter purple, and the spikes are definitely a decent size for her size. So everything turned out real cute and adorable, and we are finally done with our next plushie on our list. And now it is time to go ahead and edit some videos. So it's probably gonna be a while before I hop back on and crochet, which is good though, because my hands need a break. Good evening, friends. It is the next day. It is Saturday, May 10th, and it is almost 8 o'clock at night. I had to wait for my camera to charge because my camera was dead again. Anyway, last night I made so many leggy froggies. After I got off, I decided to start leggy froggies, so I found a pattern that I wanted to make, and I think I made like 10 of them. I made so many, but I didn't finish them yet. I still have to put the mouth on all of them and sew in their little tails, but this is so much fun to make when you finally find a pattern that you actually really like. Look at these leggy froggies! Look at it! They're just so fun to play with. I just can't. I can't. Okay, anyway. They're super fast. It only took me probably 15-20 minutes a piece to make. And that's not including what I have to finish on them. But yes, let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And today I made this one and finished him off so that I could record some shorts and stuff with him. So 10 altogether. Also, brief distraction, but look at this yarn bowl. Isn't this so cute? My mother-in-law got me this for Christmas and I just absolutely love it. It's like a little honeycomb thing. I think she got it at a thrift store or something. Oh my goodness, it is just adorable. I love it. Anyway, we have 10 leggy froggies now. I know on my list on my iPad I only had 5. Once I started making them, I was like, this is so easy, and I was sitting there watching Netflix while my husband was playing games, so it was just really easy to just crank out a bunch. And I also made these with the Premier Parfait Chunky yarns, and gotta say, really loving it. Loving the yarn. It's great. If it was thicker, it would be absolutely 200% fantastic. But for our smaller plushies that are supposed to be small, it is absolutely fantastic, and I will be buying more. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these leggy froggies so that I can get them off of my desk. And after that, I don't know. But that's what we're gonna do right now. It took about 10-15 minutes, not much, to get all 10 of our leggy froggies done. I cannot hold them all up because I will not be able to fit them all in my hands, but we have a giant pile of leggy froggies all finished. Now that that's done, I need to crochet more, but I just don't know what to crochet. I don't know what I want to make. I like how fast the leggy froggies are, and I know people really like them, so I think they're gonna do well. And I know sometimes people will do them in different colors too, so not just green, but do a rainbow of colors, and I kind of thought about that, but then I made 10 in green. And now I don't know if I want to make more in different colors or not. I might revisit the idea later. So I think for now we're going to put leggy froggies on a hold. But we did do more than 5, so I'm going to go ahead and cross that off of our list. And I'm also keeping track of how much inventory I crochet every day to make sure I'm staying on track with my inventory and my potential revenue goals every day. I try to do $100 a day. It's also worth noting that I don't count them until I actually finish them. So even though I made 90% of them yesterday, I'm not going to count that as yesterday's finished plushies because they weren't really finished. So today we finished all of them and we're counting those for today. So technically we did finish, I sell the Leggy Froggies for $10 a piece. I think that's pretty fair. And I did finish all 10 of them. So today we did hit our $100 goal. However, yesterday and Thursday, we did not hit $100. We are about $86 short of reaching $100 a day for all 3 days combined. So we need to catch up. And I don't really know what I want to make to do that. I have this dragon that I started working on not too long ago, and he has all of his parts except for his head and his wings and his horns. So I could kind of finish him if I wanted to do that, and that would put us at our goal. Definitely not going to finish this big boy. This is the big dragon and he is like maybe 10% done, so he is definitely not going to get finished. So we can maybe do the dragon if I have the motivation to do that, or I might just continue to stare at him for another few days. So I'm going to think for a minute and figure out what I might want to do and then get back to you. I think I made up my mind. I am going to stare at the dragon for another few days. And I really want to make a giraffe. I've been wanting to make a giraffe for a long time now. So I'm going to go ahead and start this giraffe. I saw somebody, I was watching Sammy on YouTube, another crocheter in Australia, and she had a giraffe pattern that turned out really big, which I like. I like that. I like that it came out big because the giraffe that I usually use is actually kind of small, but it takes so long. So to see one that would take the same amount of time but be bigger is the best. And I found that pattern. The pattern is on Etsy. It's actually Crochet Grove's pattern for the giraffe. So we are going to follow that pattern. It is 8:20 right now. I don't know how much of it I'm going to get done, but any kind of progress is good progress because we are going to finish it before the market, which will add to our inventory. So we're going to do that. We are going to be using the Premier Basic Chenille Bright yarns in this tan color and this brown color. And these colors make really pretty giraffes. And in her pattern, she uses a smaller hook. It's like a 4mm to 4.5mm. I'm definitely going to be using either a 6.5 or a 7mm. I'm going to use a 7mm, I think. Just kidding, I'm just going to use a 6.5 because I can't find the 7. Happy Thursday, friends. Tomorrow we are setting up at our market and we are driving 2 hours to get there. So we are right at the finish line, but in the last few days I was crocheting more Leggy Froggies. As you guys know, I'm currently 25 weeks pregnant, so I had to go in and do my glucose test, which for those who don't know all the ins and outs about pregnancy, when you get to a certain time in your pregnancy, you have to do a glucose test, which is basically where you drink this really sweet drink that has like 50 grams of sugar in it, and then you wait an hour and they draw your blood to make sure that you don't have gestational diabetes. Anyway, the drink is super sweet. There's so much sugar in it. Oh my goodness. And sometimes the recovery from it is a little hectic. So I haven't really recorded too much, but I did make more Leggy Froggies while I was at the appointment, but also just in between whenever I could. I decided to do them in different colors. So I have an orange one, I have a pink one, I have some blue ones, some purple ones, and I made some yellow ones. So hopefully we get a little bit of a rainbow going on. I also have one more blue one that I just found. So I have to put all of the mouths on them and sew in the tails like we did last time with the green frogs. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get that done so that we can count this up. And since we are so close to our market, we can see how much more inventory we have to add to our current inventory. And I have not finished our giraffe yet. We only got this far, and hopefully we'll finish that later today. All right, we are finished with all of our leggy froggies. They all have their mouths on and all of their tails are sewn in. We had a total of 11 of them to work with. And I don't know how much more we're going to be able to crochet today. I do want to try to finish our giraffe. He is almost done. He just needs the rest of his body and his head, so we could probably get him done. Aside from that though, I don't know what else we can finish. I might be able to do this dragon that I was working on, but after that, I don't think I'll be able to do anything else. I don't really know. All right, he's all done. Look at how cute he is. He's so big too. I like the size of him because the original giraffe pattern that I would use, it would definitely turn out a lot smaller, probably about that tall instead of as tall as this one is. So I do like that he's a lot bigger, and we used one full skein of this and I had to open another one and just barely use some of this to finish off our giraffe. So it kind of stinks that he takes more than one skein, but hopefully Sweet Snuggles Light will come back eventually. But he's all done and he's so cute and I'm so glad that we finished him. And it's like 5 o'clock. I don't know if I have the motivation to finish that dragon that I was talking about. So I might just go ahead and do a recap of everything that I made this week on this vlog and give you guys a total inventory. So this is our box. This is filled with everything that we made this week and last week, not including the jumbo dino because he does not fit. So we're gonna start with the big stuff first. Obviously we have a giraffe that we just finished. We also finished the jumbo dino. It's such a big boy. Hard to hold in one hand. On top we have leggy froggies. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just dropped one. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh my goodness. 21 leggy froggies. We've got 1 and 2 kitties. We did 1, 2, and 3 loaf cats. Running out of space to put things. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 baby hippos. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 of our baby turtles. So our total inventory of all of that stuff is $535 worth of things. And there was a total of 46 items. That sounds like so much when I think about it, just like over the last 10 days. That's so, like, I'm really happy about that. To add that to our previous market total that we did at the beginning of the video, our total combined potential revenue is $2,809, and our total amount of items is 246 items. I did forget to mention that we did make this this week as well, which might account for not making too many plushies, and we're not taking this to the market because I do want to line it. But if you want to see that video where I made this as well, then go ahead and check out that video right up here or in the description box below. You can catch that video. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that number. I'm really excited for this market. Not so much excited to drive for 2 hours just to get there, set up, and 2 hours to come back, being 25 weeks pregnant, but I think it'll be well worth it. I'm hoping it'll be well worth it. Anyway, we are going to finish off this market prep video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to catch the full market video, because I will be recording that experience of setting up, the shoppers buying, and the recap at the end as well. So if you want to catch that video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.